different camera. I'm using my good camera because my phone is doing something on the computer. Whatever. But anyway, I don't know how much space I have on here, but I got a lot of stuff on here. So, yeah. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so today, I have notes, but today I wanted to talk to you all about thyroid disease. As some of you all may know, you may not know, I have thyroid disease. And January is Thyroid Awareness Month. So I just wanted to do a video, just kind of a overall, I guess, kind of educational video to make some people aware of thyroid awareness. So, like I said, I got my notes because my brain is like mush. I don't remember a lot of stuff. So, we're going to go through it and let's see. Let's hope and pray the camera doesn't cut off. Alright. So, for me personally, I have Hashimoto thyroiditis. I know it sounds weird, whatever. And I have hypothyroidism. With Hashimoto, I'm going to just keep it at Hashimoto's. With Hashimoto's, it's pretty much Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. They tend to go together, is what I'm trying to say. But with that, I can go back and forth between hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So I can go back and forth, but I tend to have all the symptoms of hypo. But again, like I said, I can go back and forth, have symptoms for both. Okay. So, diagnosed maybe, I want to say, about a year ago, like officially. I've been dealing with it for, I don't really know how long. I really don't. All I know is maybe like, I'm going to just say maybe in like 2013, I started feeling like kind of off. I'm going to talk a lot with my hands. I started feeling like really, really off. I didn't know what was going on. I just know that something was not right with me. It just didn't feel like, I just didn't feel like myself. It was just like not right. Going to doctors, getting blood work, all this stuff. And it was just like, what the fuck is going on? It just wasn't, it wasn't me. And I just didn't understand it. So, finally, actually it's weird, I went to a neurologist because of headaches and dizziness and all this stuff. And he was kind of like at the end of his rope. And he's like, okay, well, let me give you this blood work. And he gave me blood work for thyroid, what was it? For like vitamin B and stuff like that. Came back, my thyroid blood work was like crazy. It was like off the charts. Doctors, they never thought about that. And it was like crazy, like off the charts. He was like, yeah, there you go. That's your problem. So then that's how I got to going to an endocrinologist. Now, all these things didn't happen that quickly. It took a minute. So, remember I said 2013. This is now 2017. So, never just go with one blood test. They send you for more and more blood tests, different kinds and all of this stuff before you get like the actual real diagnosis. So my real diagnosis has only been for maybe about a year now. Like, that's the true shit. So, what else? So, let's see. So let me give you like what my symptoms were. Some of my symptoms I was having, like I said, I just had a general like not well. I just didn't feel like myself. And you know how you feel and how you just are not you. It just felt off. Like all of a sudden I was going to school at the time and I would be on a bus and I'm like, why do I feel so uncomfortable? Now I've been catching a bus alone, you know, no parent or anything since I was like 10. Like 9, 10, something like that. And all of a sudden, I'm on a bus and I'm like, I'm uncomfortable as hell. Like, I feel like I need to get up and get off the bus. Like, what is this feeling? Like a uncomfortable, anxious kind of feeling. And I didn't understand that that was anxiety. I didn't get it. So I didn't realize that it was anxiety. All I knew was it just didn't feel right. I felt very, very uneasy. I had headaches all the time. like every single solitary day. My stomach was always upset. Like, it was like, no matter what I ate, I just was always ill. It was like every time I ate something, I just was nauseous. Just everything. So, it just wasn't right. Thing is, Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism are not the same. So understand that. They are not the same. They are connected, but they are not the same. So, Hashimoto's is, excuse me, Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease. Okay? So essentially what that means is something in your immune system is attacking your body. So just know that. So when it comes to Hashimoto's, it's your immune system doesn't recognize your thyroid gland. It's like, what the fuck is that thing? So it attacks it. It basically destroys it on a consistent basis. Just constantly destroying your thyroid gland because it doesn't understand what the fuck it is. It just does it. Now, some people say there is no rhyme or reason as to why this happens. There's no logical reason as to why people have Hashimoto's. It just is. So, yeah. Some people come up with all these different reasonings and all of this. I'm a believer that it just is. You know, sometimes it just happens to people. And I'm one of those people. So, yeah. My thyroid is constantly under attack. So, let's see. Now, let me explain to you what hypo is. And I didn't put it in my notes, but I'm explaining it because it's essentially kind of the opposite of hypo. That's what it is. But with hypo, it's pretty much your thyroid gland doesn't produce enough thyroid hormone. So it's like your thyroid is like, I want to do it, but I just really can't. I'm just not capable of doing what I need to do right now. So, yeah. So essentially what it comes down to is, excuse me, you can have hypothyroidism and not have Hashimoto's, but you cannot have Hashimoto's and not have hypothyroidism. So now, like I said, with Hashimoto's, there are debates about the cause for it. With hypothyroidism, there's no debate. There's different reasonings for it. One being genetics. With me, I do have family that have thyroid disease. So to me, I'm like kind of predisposed to it. However, there's not family with Hashimoto's. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, how would I get that? But I know how I would get hypo. But you cannot get, but for me, I wouldn't have hypo without having Hashimoto's. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I know it may be kind of confusing, but that's just how it is. So, well, actually, let me tell you just a little bit what hyper is. Where I said that hypo is like, kind of like where your thyroid isn't producing enough thyroid hormone. Hyper, your thyroid is producing like way too much. It's just like way too much. It's like over the top, producing like hella thyroid hormone. So it's the opposite. Alright, so let me give you some. Alright, so some symptoms of Hashis. Poor endurance, depression, fatigue, constipation, weight gain, dry skin, puffy face, joint and muscle pain, hoarseness, which I go through on a consistent basis. But a lot of these, I'm naming them because I deal with them. Memory loss, inflammation, fidgetiness, tightness in the throat, panic, anxiety, etc. Now, a lot of these things you'll hear me repeat because they go across the board. So, just so you know. Alright, so with hypo symptoms, poor memory, poor hearing, hoarseness, slow pulse rate, delayed reflex, coldness. Symptoms of hyper, hair loss, bulging eyes, rapid heart rate, goiter, which is the bigness around your neck, which you probably can't tell. I don't have a goiter, but my neck is kind of thick, like right here. Anyway, difficulty sleeping, nervousness, tremor of fingers, heat intolerance. So let me tell you all about the complications if it's not treated properly, if it gets out of hand. The reason I'm telling you this is so you can really know, because a lot of people, including myself, before being diagnosed, just thought of thyroid as, okay, whatever. It's serious, and understand that. It's like, think of like the motor pumping in your car. If it's not right, your shit's gonna conk out. And some of these things can lead to death. And I'm sure you all have maybe seen it in the news about that girl that died on Facebook Live. Anyway, but the point is, it's serious. January is Thyroid Disease Awareness Month. Make yourself aware. Get tested. Don't let doctors tell you, oh, it's nothing wrong with you. Make sure you get your shit checked, like for real. So let me tell you some of the complications. Gone unchecked, it puts you at risk for heart disease, stroke. It can result in, this is if your hypo gets really, really out of order, you can get,
Greetings, Sarita.
I'm going to leave that in there because my Siri decided it wanted to pick up on what the fuck I'm talking about. I didn't ask you, Siri. And extreme hypo, if it's really not checked, extreme hypo will slow your metabolism and you can go into a coma and you could die. I mean, it's really that deep. And I want people to really understand that. Like, it's not just something really, really simple. You could die from this if you don't get things checked. Be serious about your health. Don't let your doctors overtalk you. If they're overtalking you constantly, you need to find a new doctor. And that's just real. That's just real. Trust me. I go to a bunch of doctors. I don't let them overtalk me. Okay. Now, thyroid disease can take a mental and a physical toll on you. Like, I cannot explain to you. I cannot over-explain, under-explain. It would take me forever to explain to you how much of a mental toll it has on you. How much it has changed my mental. And I mean that both positively and negatively. But I say positively simply because I don't have the time anymore mentally. I can't take dealing with little stupid little nonsense anymore because I have too much to worry about with my health. But mentally, I'm not what I used to be. Like, I'm constantly forgetting stuff. I can't concentrate. It's like I have like ADD now, in a sense, because I can't remember things. I never used to forget anything. I never would excuse me, that hoarseness. I would never misplace anything. I would never like be in the middle of a sentence and just totally forget what I'm saying. I would never have a word in my head, but when it comes out of here, it's a totally different word. This is the shit that happens. I never had anxiety. I never had depression. I never had any of these things. This is what happens when your thyroid is not in order. So understand that. And because of that, that has an emotional toll because you realize you are not the person you used to be. And you have to, in a sense, mourn the loss of who you used to be. And then go through, I guess, lack of better wording because I can't think of it, a moment of acceptance and accept who you now are and deal with the fact that this is who I now am. You have to. And it's going to take a while. And when you get to that point, okay. But you're going to have moments where you're like, damn, I'm not that person anymore. So with that, with having now autoimmune disease and thyroid, now I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. That can happen. You get fibromyalgia. You can get all types of arthritis. I have polyarthritis. But you can get different types. You can get anything that has to do with your joints, your muscle, any type of autoimmune disease I am now susceptible to. I can get anything now. Like, my immune system is ass. Like, just understand that. I'm just really trying to make it real for you so you can really understand. What else? I could really just go on and let you know. But don't, when you talk to a family member or a friend and they're saying, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, just understand that they may not really be. But they're tired of answering the same questions over and over again and deal with somebody not understanding because they can't physically see what's going on with them. They're tired of someone not understanding that just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not going on. It's an invisible illness, and it needs to be made more visible. So help make the world, make people aware of what's really going on with thyroid disease. So when you go to the doctor, when you tell your friend, your family, whoever, get your TSH checked. Get your T4, your T3, your free T3. Get it checked. And don't let your doctor say, oh, I'm fine. Get copies of your blood work. Okay? There are optimum numbers that you should have. And I'll add them to the video so that way you can really see what your numbers should be. If they are not that, don't go with it. I'm telling you. Don't go with it. Alright, y'all. I think I've given a good amount of info. I think I've run it in your head. Get yourself checked. So like I always say, and I mean this, be as ill, and I mean it both ways. Be as ill as you can possibly be, y'all. I'm out. Peace.